Next week, Monday, on February 12th, we are flying down to Vancouver for Connor's eye surgery. I hear you. I'm just gonna finish taking my pills and I'll come get you. I already did feed Lily and she's gonna go down for a nap soon. To another video. It has been a hot minute since I have filmed a YouTube video and uploaded and all those things. As you can see, life has been quite a bit different for us in the past while, and I wanted to soak it all in before she grew up too much, and she already has. She turned 3 months as of February 4th. So she's no longer my newborn, but she's still my baby. And I figured now would be a good time as any to sit down and talk to you about a few things, because we have some big things coming up that are around Connor's arthrogryposis. And if you remember in our his last eye update, where we talked about having eye surgery done, it's finally happening. It's been booked. Our trip is completely planned. Rooms, flights, everything. Got a car rented. We are officially going down to Vancouver and getting this eye surgery done. But before I jump into that, there are a few other things that we need to talk about. So, postpartum wise, yeah, I am 3 months postpartum. And it has been going so incredibly good. Do you want to go play on the floor? You seem a little restless. Okay, let's go play on the floor. Anyway, as I was saying, postpartum wise, I'm doing great. 3 months, and I feel like I'm almost back to myself, except I have really weird Achilles pain. When I sit for longer than like 10 minutes, I can hardly walk after because my feet hurt. I've had x-rays done. They look normal. So I think they're just tight from when my feet got so swollen in my pregnancy and when they grew a little bit and came back. So I think I just need to work them a little bit. So I've been starting exercising again. My knees hurt, but that too, I think it's just from the rapid weight gain near the end of my pregnancy because I was on the steroids for my platelets to go up and I retained a lot of extra water. And what else? Oh yeah, my left arm. I tell people I'm broken. I'm just sore, but a little bit of exercise, a little bit of stretching, and everything feels normal. So that's basically what I'm doing. Health-wise, we're doing great. I've had a little bit of my vertigo come back, but I've been able to manage it with at-home stuff like taking it easy, drinking water, cutting back on caffeine, certain supplements, so manageable. And where my YouTube channel is going. Let's talk about that a little bit. So as you know from my previous videos in 2023, where I discussed how I wasn't going to show my children's faces on camera anymore because I don't really want them all over the internet until they can, I guess, consent to having their faces all over the internet. They're too young right now to know what's going on, and I don't want them all over online. If you are close friends of mine and family, you do get daily updates on, well, you have my cell phone number, so on WhatsApp and whatnot, but for the most part, if you don't know me personally, you will not be seeing their faces until they are old enough to agree to having their faces online. That, and I am continuing my wellness journey with my Young Living products and my Norwex products, and ironically I'm now starting with Q Science products. My sister sells Q Science and I really enjoy a lot of their products, especially their supplements, because they are liquid and they're sprays, so I can use them for my children and for me and my husband, and we just get them all in one place, so it's really convenient. I'll put my sister's shopping link in the description if you want to go check out their products and stuff. It's for Canadians and US, so wherever you are, you can check it out. Yeah, so basically I'm continuing my YouTube channel with updates on arthrogryposis and my wellness stuff and my faith. I'll throw in a couple of day in the lives in here, maybe some weekends in the life or like a weekend vlog. Medical trips will definitely be on here. And speaking of medical trips, let's roll into that. We have one coming up, like I mentioned earlier. Next week, Monday, or this upcoming Monday, so in like 3 days or 4 days or whatever it is, on February 12th, we are flying down to Vancouver for Connor's eye surgery. Connor's eye surgery is taking place on February 15th. And it's going to be a busy week because we fly down on the 12th. The 13th, he has 3 different appointments at 2 different hospitals. Wednesday we have his pre-op check at the Children's Hospital in Vancouver, and then Thursday is his surgery. Friday we've got the post-op, and then Saturday we are flying home. And I definitely plan on vlogging that trip to, I guess, keep my mind busy because my anxious heart is just dreading it for a number of reasons. Flying with a 3-month-old for one, and Connor's surgery is just going to be an awful, horrible experience for me. I'm hoping it won't be. He's going to go through it like a rock star because he always goes through his things like a champion, and he surprises me daily with what he can endure. My biggest fear is getting the IV inserted into his arms. So I don't know if I explained this in any of my previous videos, probably not. When we found out we were pregnant with Lily, I was scared that we were going to have reoccurring arthrogryposis in our children. And the only way to test for that was to get a blood test done from Connor to see if his arthrogryposis was genetic. And if it was, then they would do further testing on me and baby, well, before baby was born, to see if this child had it, so we could more mentally prepare for what was coming. So we agreed to do this test. Originally, it was supposed to be just a saliva test, like a swab in the mouth, and it'd be good to go. But because of where we live, we don't live near any major cities, in a very rural area. The swab, it wouldn't have worked to ship it out here and ship it back. So they sent us a lab requisition, and we had to take my son to get some blood work done. Now, because his arms are so skinny due to his arthrogryposis and just with his low muscle mass and everything, his veins are really hard to find. They had to poke him so often, and then they dug around. I think my husband said they tried poking him like 6 times. And they dug around, and he screamed and he cried. And Brent was laying on the bed with him, holding him in warm blankets. A nurse was holding his arm straight, or the lab tech was holding his arm straight, and another lab tech was trying to find a vein. It was just an awful, awful experience. And blood work needles are pretty small. So an intravenous, let's just say I'm pretty anxious. When people ask what they should pray for, I say just pray that the IV will go in smoothly with one try and they won't have to constantly poke him. Because IVs in themselves are just painful at the best of times, and I can't imagine how it's going to be for him. So that's something that's very heavy on my heart. That's probably the worst thing, is just getting that IV in. I know once he wakes up, we'll give him pain meds for his eye and rest as much as possible, hang out at the hotel room, watch a lot of cartoons, and eat his favorite snacks, and just keep him comfortable. But getting that IV in is stressing me out a little bit. I know my mom and my husband already said when they go to do the insertion, I'm not allowed to be in that room. I have to go out. I have to go for a walk. I have to leave. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I won't be able to be in there because I'm going to panic and cry, and that's just going to make everything worse for Connor, for Brent, and for whoever's inserting the IV. So that all is coming up in the next video that you're going to be seeing. This one's I don't know when this one's going to go live, but the video after this is going to be the medical vlog, or our trip to Vancouver. Later on today, Brent and I are going on a date night, kind of to, we're leaving the kids at Brent's mom's and spending some quality time together before this trip. We like to do that whenever we've got a big trip coming up or Connor has appointments. We like to have some alone time with just me and him to kind of reassure that we're there for each other and that this is going to be okay. And we just find it's really good for our relationship to connect like that on one-on-one of the distractions from our children. They're not bad distractions, that's not what I'm saying, but just to have that personal husband and wife time, going out for a meal and being able to really connect and talk about what's coming and, give each other a little bit more peace about it. Lily, let's talk about Lily a little bit. So she is now 3 months old, and my little precious girl has been sleeping through the night since she was 10 weeks old. Took her a little bit longer than Connor. We had a little bit of a setback after Christmas, but I think she was just in a growth spurt, and we hadn't quite figured out her evening routine. We have finally figured it out. Our evenings were pretty rough there for a bit. I would feed her, and then I'd try and put her down for the night, and she would sleep for like maybe 20 minutes. And then she'd wake up and she would just want to be held. She just wanted to be awake. And then she'd want to cluster feed, eat over and over. I just constantly was feeding. And my sister said that's actually good, because she knows she's got a longer stretch of sleep coming and she wants to make sure her tummy is full. That'll get her through the night. So I took her advice. I just let Lily feed as much as she wanted in the evening, even if it was like 20 minutes apart between feedings. I just let her eat, and it paid off, because now we put Connor down at 8:30, and then I give Lily one more feeding, and then I put her down between 8:30 and 9, and then she sleeps through the night. The odd times she'll wake up around 5:30 and I'll feed her again. Other times it'll be 7. Sometimes it'll be at midnight when we go to bed. But for the most part, she's giving me at least 6 to 7 hours straight stretches at night. And for that, are you talking? And for that, I am very thankful, because I haven't had that kind of sleep since probably my first trimester. Second trimester, I slept okay once I started getting uncomfortable. I didn't, but During my first trimester, I slept so much. I was sick, but man, did I sleep. So now that I feel good and I can sleep properly, it's been just fantastic. What else is there to talk about? We should talk about where my YouTube channel is going. I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I think I forgot to mention a few things. I probably won't be posting every Friday like I used to. I'm gonna see what I can do, but my videos will still go live Friday morning. But like I said, I don't think they're gonna be every Friday just because I got 2 kids and YouTube isn't really the top of my priorities right now. I've got different things that on my list of things to do besides raising 2 children. I became very slack in managing this household during my 3rd trimester and during my 6 weeks of postpartum. That I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little bit longer for me to get my ambition back to do daily household chores like clean out the dishwasher and sweep the floor and tidy up the living room and clean up supper, you know, things like that. And Brent has been so patient with me in giving me as much rest as possible. Still to this day, currently after supper, when I go to feed Lily, he'll clean up supper for me. Like, he'll leave some things for me to wash and dry and put away, but for the most part, he puts all the food in the fridge and he loads the dishwasher and finishes feeding Connor. And I am very thankful for that. He has been my rock star in all of my postpartum phase, I guess you could call it. And so I'm trying to get back into that. Because I do find, and he even told me this, that the more work I do around the house, the more time he has to spend with me and the kids. And we really need that time after he's been gone all day. So I've been really trying to get my butt in gear a little bit more and getting more work done. And if I'm going to be honest with you, let's have a little heart-to-heart right now. So Lily is 3 months old. I just had a friend who had a baby a couple weeks ago. And I have yet to meet this baby. And I'm very excited to meet this baby. Mainly because Lily is not a newborn anymore. And I really miss those first few weeks of newborn phase. And then I had another friend who had a baby last night. And there too, looking forward to meeting that baby as well because I really miss that newborn phase. We had a scare recently where we thought we were pregnant again. Thank goodness we weren't because I don't know if I could handle being pregnant again. But good grief, I really love the newborn phase. And with how smooth my labor and delivery went and my healing and everything, let's just say, Lord willing, we don't want there to be a 3-year gap between Lily and our next baby like there is between Connor and Lily. I mean, that gap wasn't on purpose between them. We had those pregnancy losses. But now we know if the issue was, hopefully our next pregnancy, we can just do what we did with Lily and everything will be fine. But I'm not gonna lie. I have enjoyed her so much that I'm almost ready for baby number 3. But let's keep that on the down low. Yeah. Are you in a good mood? Are you in a good mood? Are you in a good mood? Yeah. You really? Life is so good. Life is so good. Okay. Really? Are you telling me all the stuff? I want to end the video here. Our kids are finally in bed and I think some of them are sleeping. How do you feel about next week?
Oh, don't think about it too much.
I can't do that.
We'll worry about it when it comes.
I've already failed. Failed that miserably. And everybody around me knows this. But yeah, we just had date night and it was very much needed and it was a lot of fun. And now we're going to finish our date night with a show and a snack. And then we're gonna go to bed. So my next video going up is going to be our trip to Vancouver, and we hope and pray that everything's gonna go smoothly. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.